The No Nonsense Roundtable. It's a weekly show broadcast on Rochester, New York's 50,000-watt iHeart radio station, News Radio Wham 1180. The host, Dom Geneva, interviews guests from all walks of life, all with amazing stories to tell. What you are about to hear is a recording of a previous broadcast with limited commercials. Now, here's host, Dom Geneva.
Well, welcome everybody to another edition of your No Nonsense Roundtable. I'm here with a fellow by the name of Grant Malone. He's a local union leader, and it's Labor Day, and we have lots of great things to talk about. But Grant, let me have your official title.
Sure. Good morning, Dom. Thank you for the opportunity this morning. I currently represent the Rochester Building Trades Council, which I'm the president of. We represent 17 local construction unions, and which encompass about 15,000 highly skilled tradespeople in Monroe County and surrounding counties.
Well, and let's talk a little bit about your path in life. How did you get to be where you are? What did you want to do when you were very, very young? I like asking that question. Like when you were 10 years old, what did you want to do?
That's a great question. I was always mechanically inclined as a child, so I was always tinkering as a little boy, putting bicycles together and go-karts and all that. I went in the military out of high school.
Oh, God bless you.
And I was an aircraft mechanic there.
Oh, great.
Did 4 years in the military.
Well, thank you for your service.
Well, thank you. And then I got out of the military and I joined the operating engineers, local heavy equipment operators, which I have served for 40 years this year in that organization. I became a heavy equipment mechanic, and then gained a New York State crane license, and I ran crane for 20 years in the industry in upstate New York. I had the opportunity to be a labor leader. Obviously, joined local 158. At that time, it was 832. Have been there for 20 years of my career, representing individuals that want a better life, want a fair wage, want benefits, want to be able to retire. And that's what this is all about at the end of the day. You know, working people.
Well, yeah, and the thing is that you were never without a job.
100%. You're 100% right. No, exactly.
You know, that's why. You know, I have a good friend of mine who's an electrician. I mean, you're not outsourcing electricians to some AI. I mean, that ain't happening.
100%. And I guess, and now in 2025, there is a skilled trade shortage in this country that we're faced with.
Yeah. Well, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit, too. But, you know, the thing about Labor Day is that let's talk about this from a 30,000-foot view first, because the unions in the day changed the culture of work in the United States. Now, you think about how many men died constructing the Empire State Building. Or how many men died with the Hoover Dam?
100%.
Or you know, people don't understand what the Brooklyn Bridge did with the caissons. They had to dig down under the river, and they had the caissons, and with the pressure, and the guys are getting bends and all this other stuff. And there was no support. I mean, there was no. I mean, you were out of if you were disabled and you had a family support, you're out of luck. I mean, that's how bad it was in the day until the unions started collective bargaining and getting together. And you know, you talk about this social justice thing. Well, you know, it kind of started with that. It was from the ground up.
No, 100%, Dom. I mean, if you think back in the Industrial Revolution, back in when the coal mines were going strong and we were building the railroads across this country, people were being exploited. People being killed and hurt with nowhere to go. Their families were left. Where are they gonna go from there? So the unions were started to support the individuals that were doing the work to give them a fair wage and be able to support their family. 100%. I'm very proud to be part of an organized labor organization, and what we try to give to the people that work every day, go to work, support their families. Very important.
Well, and it compelled a movement in the laws of the United States. I mean, that's where it precipitated it.
100%. Again, when you look back on how people were exploited, it's a shame.
Right, and I think that. I mean, the union message got through to Congress and the states and whatever, and we're better off because we had unions way back when who took up the charge. So,
and if I could say though, Dom, along with the union movement, we've uplifted the whole country. We built this country. Organized labor built this country to what we are today. We're trying to maintain that. I think we're coming around to that mindset as we go through this process now. Again, if union or non, okay, we set the standard. Which trickles down to any industry.
Well, I think there was a time when, and the pendulum swings with so many different social issues. I think my perception is in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, things were a little bit different. It was far more adversarial, and at least that was my perception from back then. And it seems to be much more cooperative now than it was back then, because I get it when some CEO is making $450 million a year, and the company is losing money, and the workers are saying, well, I'd like a raise, and you're saying, well, we can't afford to do that. I can listen to the logic of that. But it was at some point in time, it was very, very adversarial, wasn't it?
100%. I mean, to your point, when you think about what it used to be back in the 60s and the 70s, there was a lot of adversary between the unions and the contractors and management. That's all changed. Now it's a relationship that we have built with the employers,
right?
To help justify what they're trying to do. And to support their workforce, because without their workforce, Tom, they're not going to have the company.
Right. Well,
100%.
I'm kind of laughing and smiling because I had this stupid thing. Well, maybe it's not stupid. Maybe it's very comical that I would say to a customer when I was selling a car. I says, I know you want to get the car for free. Okay, I know you want to get the car for free.
Sure.
And I want to make $3.5 million on you and go retire to the Cayman Islands. Okay. Somewhere in the middle, we're going to have to settle, and you're going to think you could have gotten the car cheaper, and I'm going to think I could have sold it for more money. Okay, right. Sure. Somewhere in there, it's really not a zero sum game. There's got to be some in the middle, and I think that's unfortunately that's happening today with everything on social media. It's either one side or the other. But I think that's a very key thing. And the other thing that I noticed with union negotiations, there's a lot of skill to this. I mean, there's a lot of grandstanding and things that you say that maybe is to motivate the base and whatever. But finally, you got to come down to something where everybody is equally dissatisfied, I suppose.
I don't know if I'd use dissatisfied, Dom. I think that you mentioned negotiations. Yeah. It's a give and take.
Yeah.
They go in with their expectations, we come in with ours, and we meet in the middle.
Yeah.
For the good of everybody that we represent. So again, negotiations, that's what we do. And I think we've got to the point now where we're trying to better everybody, not just the company, not just the employees, but the whole system here, so everybody can make a living and provide for their family.
We'll be right back to talk more after this.
This is Don for a new advertiser on my show. Well, me. I wrote a book. Don't be taken for a ride. Know what your dealer knows and drive home happy. It's a fact, about 90% of the people in the United States hate shopping for a car, and actually 25% would rather have a root canal. It's just a horrible process. I tell you the secrets that you don't know, including having a dealer-to-English dictionary. It's lighthearted, it's fun, it's available on don'tbetaken.com. Order yours today.
This is Don for my friend Todd, who owns Martinizing Dry Cleaning in Fairport. Like I like to say to you, he picks your clothes up and he drops your clothes off. Why schlep them yourself? I love the word schlep. You can save your time and your effort and your gas and do other things rather than take your clothes back and forth. They do a great job. Their number is 425-4242, 425-4242. Use them. I do all the time. One of the topics I want to talk to you about is tariffs.
Oh boy.
Okay. But that's a very, very interesting. That's a very, very interesting prospect because in the long run, it should be good for you and workers in the United States. However, there's this idea that this is war going on. So let me know what you think about this.
That's a great point. In the long run, I do agree with you. But can we
get to the long run?
Can we navigate through the short term?
Yeah.
Because we all know what the outcome could be, raising costs of materials, which is going to trickle right down to the consumer. So I definitely agree. There needs to be a compromise here. How extreme are we being? Too quick to jump at a tariff that's going to increase the cost of living for every American,
right? For
the long term. I don't have all the answers, Don, but I'm with you. The long-term result is definitely I agree with. But can we get through this short-term exercise, let's call it?
Yeah, the thing is, what I see is that there are very few people that are selling the idea. Saying, well, I would like somebody to say, yes, we know it's going to be painful, okay, but at times when you have a disease, okay, you have a medicine, and the medicine takes a while to work. And I think if I was to frame it, I would frame it that way. But then again, we're talking a little bit too much about me right now. Let's talk about some of the great things that you got going. You got this apprentice program, right?
Yeah, we all have registered apprenticeship programs that we offer to anybody that wants to get in the trades. And the key, I think, that people need to remember about our apprenticeship programs is you can join an apprenticeship program with the trade union and learn a lifelong skill that you can provide for your family. And the best part about this is there's no debt when you're done. You can join the program. You can earn while you learn a skill, provide for your family, have a great health care plan and a retirement plan for when you decide to retire. And again, I got to say it again, with no debt. That's a big deal with the way the college whole formula is working nowadays. Individuals who are going to college, they're walking out with a 6-figure debt. I can't imagine being 25 years old, Dom, and having a 6-figure debt to start my career.
Well, you see, the thing is, my brother-in-law years ago says something to me. I think it was very true. He says, you go to college to get an education, okay? Education. That does not mean you got a marketable skill. It means an education. So, all the things that I teach this every once in a while when I get a chance to talk to a class at RIT. I had to take these statistics, to do a linear regression, on predictability, and the calculus and stuff. Why do I need that? That's not a marketable skill. The president doesn't know how to fly a B-2. Find people that do that for you, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I see that, and one of the things I think, culturally speaking, is that we say to our children, "Well, you can do whatever you want to do." Well, no, you can't. Some people have the skill and some people don't have the skill. Not everybody becomes a big league ball player, but then again, some people do.
Right.
So that's the thing. So if you're talking about a marketable skill and a lifestyle and constructing your life in such a way that you have security for your family, you can provide for your family, you have health care and some backup and whatever. Yes, union jobs are I think the skilled trades are just magnificent. They really are.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Again, being with my background, I am so glad I did what I did 40 years ago. And supported my family, put my kids through some went to college, some joined a trade. Again, I recommend to anybody that I'm going to put a shout out to the younger generation here. If you're in high school and you're not sure what you'd like to do, please, there's career fairs all around Monroe County. You can go on our website, rochesterbuildingtrades.com. All the trades are there. Give one of them a call. Go sit down and talk to a business representative, and they'll explain to you the process. Or you might have somebody in your family that's a tradesperson. Please talk to them. Talk about their path.
Well, and I'm going to throw you a softball here, especially the construction trades. I mean, think about this. There's something there that wasn't there before because you worked on it. I mean, that's really, I mean, look at the smile on your face.
No,
but that's really cool. I mean, you can show your kids and say, you see that building, you see that bridge, I worked on that. That's got to be a really great feeling.
No, you are 100% right. It's a tangible profession. And I have done what you said. I have driven my grandkids and my kids around in upstate New York City. I worked on that project.
Yeah.
I worked over there. Yeah. There's a little pride there.
Yeah.
That you can show what you've done in your career to help the economy and help everybody in this country to survive.
Yeah, I mean, I drove over however you want to call it, the Cuomo or the Tappan Zee Bridge.
Oh yeah.
But this magnificently beautiful new bridge that they have, and I'm thinking about all the men and women that worked on that, and of course they were all union, I'm sure, and the pride that you have to have in that. And you say, years from now, you could tell your kids and your grandkids, you see that, I worked on that.
That's exactly right.
At the end of the day, you got to have a great feeling. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Making your place in creating something, and I think creation is still going on, and that's kind of a great thing, They're
100% right. I mean, again, I can, if we're talking about 2025, and as far as opportunities go in our area here, again, my opinion and my experience here, there's more work than we can handle right now. So definitely, we are definitely in the recruiting mode.
So what is some of the projects around here that are going on right now that people can say?
There are various solar farm projects going on for our energy issue that we're dealing with, electricity. There's wind projects going on. There's work in the city on some of our school district buildings, which are dilapidated, need to be repaired. We've got a couple nice projects going on. One project you probably heard about is the zoo renovation that Monroe County is doing. That was put on hold, but it's going to come back out again in 2026. A great opportunity. We've got a project at MCC that we're working on for an optics opportunity for individuals that want to learn about optics in Rochester. So there's a lot of opportunities here, but you got to get engaged, get involved, make a phone call, talk to somebody. That's what this is all about.
Well, I think a lot of our listeners too are a little bit older, and I would encourage you, talk to your kids and your grandkids. I mean, about jobs in the trades. Now the thing is that I had a college advisor on my show a while back, and she was saying, I have 3 kids that went to college and I had one in the trades. Says as a diesel mechanic. As a matter of fact, the diesel mechanic was working for me. Now, to be a diesel mechanic, you have to be as disciplined and as intelligent and as hard a worker as anybody. Okay, 100%. I mean, this is not something where you learn this in a day. Okay, however, this young man has a house, a boat, a couple of kids, right? And he will never be without a job. Okay.
Correct.
I mean, diesel trucks might go away 100 years from now, but you know what? For his lifetime, he's pretty well set.
100%. Let me comment on that. I know in my experience, I have worked with individuals on construction sites that have bachelors and PhDs, but they're working in the trades because of what you just said. The wages and the benefits are there. The longevity is there. So there's definitely value in what we do every day, 100%.
Yeah. You're listening to the No Nonsense Roundtable. We'll see you after this.
This is Don for a new advertiser on my show. Well, me. I wrote a book. Don't be taken for a ride. Know what your dealer knows and drive home happy. It's a fact about 90% of the people in the United States hate shopping for a car, and actually 25% would rather have a root canal. It's just a horrible process. I tell you the secrets that you don't know, including having a dealer to English dictionary. It's lighthearted, it's fun, it's available on don'tbetaken.com. Order yours today.
What's the most fun thing you ever worked on?
Fun.
Just fun. I mean, what's the one thing that you did?
I worked for a local sculptor years ago, and I was able to place his sculptures around Rochester on a crane.
Oh, yeah. I forget his name.
Pele.
Yeah. You see it, there's all over the place. Great guy. I can't understand at all what he's doing when you see these big, beautiful steel squiggly
100%.
things, and I don't get it. I mean, I'm the guy that likes like the painting with the dogs playing poker. I don't understand the thing, but no, that is got to be fun.
You're not alone. I remember one project in particular. He built a sculpture with, and he was incorporated with RIT, I believe, because some of the students from RIT were working with him or for him. Mm-hmm. And we put a sculpture together that was going to California to Microsoft. Mm-hmm. So we loaded it on a truck, and it was going to go all the way to California. That's fun. I guess it was fun. It was interesting, and a lifetime opportunity that probably would never come up again.
Do you ever have anything that was dangerous that you?
100%.
Oh my God, that's a great question. I guess.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
I would say stressful and dangerous would be putting individuals in a man cage structure and picking them up with a crane and sending them over the cliffs of the Genesee River so they can scale the wall, and you're hanging onto them with a crane. You've got their life in your hand.
Oh,
people don't realize that.
Oh,
that's stressful.
Yeah, I could imagine. I could imagine. Well, the thing about it, think about a crane. I mean, balancing the crane and the winds and
there's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Setting it up, how to set it up, where to put it. And let me reiterate. In the state of New York, you have to be licensed in the state of New York to run a crane. Mm-hmm. There's only 3 or 4 states left in this country that are like that.
Really?
100%. Yes.
You could be non-licensed?
In a lot of states, there's no estate license. There's a federal provision, but it's not as stringent as the New York State, the California, the Massachusetts.
Wow.
100%.
Well, it amazes me, some of these states. I mean, change the subject back to cars, for a second or two. In Florida, you don't have to have your car inspected. In Indiana, where my daughter, you don't have to have your car inspected. It's like, huh? What?
Right.
I mean, you talk about bureaucracy, but that's like good bureaucracy.
100%. I mean, it comes down to safety.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the history of Labor Day.
Okay, the history of Labor Day. I got a few facts here. I just wanted to remind everybody that Labor Day is a national holiday since June 28th of 1894.
Wow.
And our President Cleveland was the one president in office when he decided to make it a national holiday, which is celebrated, we all know, the first Monday in September. Mm-hmm. It honors labor. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say this time, not just union labor. Labor as a whole. Yeah. People that go to work every day and work with their hands, go to work diligently, 5, 6, 7 days a week. That's what this is all about. So please enjoy the day. If I could get a plug in for people that don't know, we have our annual Labor Day parade, which will be downtown Rochester, Monday morning at 11 o'clock. It starts at East Avenue in Alexander and goes all the way to Fitzhugh Street. Uh-huh. Please come on down, bring the kids. It's a great event.
I will give my endorsement for that, because Nita and I go to the parade. It's wonderful. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's long and it's interesting, and the different the different groups and trades that you have. I mean, it gives you an education too, and they're fun, and they're handing out candies to the kids, and everybody's having a good time, and all the politicians are there shaking hands,
100%.
And I feel good, because I'm sitting there one day, and somebody in government comes over and says hello to me, shakes my hand and whatever, because he's walking down the street and he would never see me someplace else, and it's just cool. It's just nice.
Remember in the past,
it's fun. It's just fun.
I bumped into you at parades before, because unfortunately I will be part of the parade, and I'm one of those people that's walking down the street and shaking hands to people that I know, yourself included. It's a friendly. And
the thing is that. I guess I look at it this way. Of course, you have like a Memorial Day parade and whatever, but it's not lively like that, and nor should be, because it's more of a somber affair. Right. But the Labor Day parade is really a lot of fun.
It is. It's a great opportunity to get out and just with your family. Great point. Come on down and just meet different people. And enjoy the day, because it's our day.
Well, I didn't realize 1895. I mean, you're right. That predates virtually all there were virtually no unions before the turn of the century, right?
I can say my particular union was started in 1896.
Okay,
so some of us are quite old.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's that Labor Day. Labor Day was established before before unions, pretty much.
Some of them could very well be.
Yeah.
Again, I think it was more about labor itself.
Yeah.
Maybe not the union. It's worked into the union movement, but I think it's about people that go to work every day. Monday, take the day off. Yeah, hopefully you're not working, but if you are, come on down, enjoy the day with your family. That's what this is all about.
Well, and the other thing is that we were discussing before the show too, and a couple of segments ago is how much the labor movement has changed over the years. It's a lot more cooperative. People are much more reasonable about their assessments of what life is supposed to be like, and who knows what type of laws we would have for OSHA. And things 100%. Like that, unless the unions got involved in that. And, I had a guest on the show. His name is Frederick de Boer, and he talked about the social movement. And his book is how the American elites ate the social contract in the last 5 or 10 years. And he said, basically, he says that a movement that works starts with the ground. It starts with the people on the ground making a movement, like a labor movement or, the March on Washington or whatever, rather than a bunch of people up top trying to dictate what's good for you. And that's pretty much how the whole thing got started. So
I think the mindset, you brought it up, Dom, is that corporations understand that they need, they need the people to do the work. Right. Maybe when it first started, that wasn't the case, but I think as we've gone through this process over the last, 100 years or more, and it's evolved, they understand that it's hand in hand. We need to work with management. They need us. We need them. Let's get this done for the good of everybody.
Well, it was and I'm having a brain cramp here. It was Dale Carnegie wrote a book and said it had how to win friends and influence people.
Sure.
And one of the things he contends in the book is that you do things pretty much in your own best interest. And he says, even if you're donating money to a charity, doing something charitable, it's because you think that this is the right thing to do and it makes you feel good. Okay. And that's the whole idea with any negotiation, is that everybody's doing what they think is good for them and their family. And when it gets to a point where it becomes a zero-sum game where the other person has to suffer and the other person has to win, that's when it becomes a problem. And things have gotten a lot better than they were years ago. You could just see that. And forget about the rhetoric sometimes about I saw this last UAW thing and the rhetoric that was there being thrown around, and some of that stuff you just gotta go, okay, that's kind of positioning, when and the politicians are starting to do that now too. These really radical things, and you got to take it all with a grain of salt sometimes, I think.
No, I agree. I think that there has to be a balance there now, as far as where's the truth, and where's the rhetoric.
Yeah.
Okay, but at the end of the day, you're 100% right. Let's do what the company needs, but what the employees need also.
Yeah.
This is a team effort to be successful, 100%.
We're going to pause now for a message or two. This is Dom Geneva for my friend Jack Greco at Jack Greco Furniture. I keep saying to you that he has unique and wonderful stuff. He can build whatever you want if you want something really unique, and he has outdoor furniture. There is no reason that you should not at least go over to Jack Greco's Furniture and see what he has, because it's not like the stuff in the big box store, and you will be treated right. Go to see Jack Greco like I do.
Well, and you are the head of the construction trades. So, talk about some of the other unions that we have around here in Rochester.
Let's see. Whether it be the electricians, we have the laborers, we have the pipe fitters, we have the masons, we have the roofers. You're putting me on the spot here, Dom.
That's okay.
There's 17 trades in our council. And we all represented. We meet on a weekly basis to talk about what we're talking about what's going on in Rochester, and how can we promote what we do for our membership.
What's the biggest challenge you have? I mean, recruitment's got to be up to the top, and is that the number one thing that you're concerned about?
I'll be honest with you, Dom. Right now, our biggest challenge is finding individuals that want to commit to what we do. And the mindset of these individuals. It's a generational thing that we are struggling with. I know myself, I've interviewed numerous people. When I explain to them that you got to be there every morning at 7 o'clock, not 7:01, and you may have to work late, and you may have to work weekends, they don't want any part of it. That's one of our biggest struggles right now, is getting people to understand the value of what we offer to better yourself and your family. The commitment level is not there like it used to be. It's unfortunate, but that's, I think, what we're dealing with is this generation of, they're not worried about tomorrow at all. And I understand live for today, but there comes a point where you got to think about tomorrow, because we're all getting older. You and I both know that. Looking at, again, so you got to think about the future also. But again, the biggest challenge, I think, is finding people that want to commit to a career in the industry, and it's not easy. It's in the weather. You're outside. You're working nights. You're working weekends. That's one of our largest struggles, I'd have to say, right now.
I'm going to put my marketing hat on. Okay.
Sure.
So what we're talking about is niche marketing. There's you need a fraction of a percent of the general population that might be interested in this. I'd like to help you with that. Why don't you give me some of these young people that are successful?
Okay.
Let me record them. Let me make like a promo for you, and then maybe they can send it to some of their other people that they think might be interested. And I won't even charge you for this. I mean, this is we'll try this as a giant experiment from my marketing company, the Next Revolution Strategies LLC. By the way, in case you ever get something in the mail from NR Strategies, that's my marketing company.
Okay.
But what you're looking to do, those people and the people with the same mindset, and if you want me to do that, I will certainly do that, because everything these days with that generation is not television. I mean, they're not looking at the nightly news.
They are not.
You even the commercials you look at the nightly news. It's for little blue pills, and they're dancing because they have some disease, and it's all stuff, and and nursing homes and stuff. That's not where you want to be. But the young people have their own networking, and there's ways of doing it. I'm not so sure exactly where that would be, Instagram or YouTube or whatever, but I'd be more than happy to help you with that, because I am a believer in the trades, and I am a believer in young people getting started in a marketable career,
100%.
not having a big debt,
right.
And having their lives better for it. So I mean, I'd do that for you if you want.
And I definitely appreciate that opportunity. Let's talk about that. Let's expand on that. There's numerous individuals that would be glad to talk to you about where they started and where they are today, because of they joined a labor union, and they're providing for. So I definitely appreciate that opportunity. Let's expand on that and see if we can move forward on that. Definitely.
Yeah, I think we should, because I know I'm repeating myself a lot here, but you get a job in the trades. You're not going to have AI doing an electrician's job or a plumber's job, or or running a crane or whatever, and those jobs don't get outsourced either. Somebody
100%.
There's nobody from Sri Lanka who's going to come in here and build that bridge.
Well, careful.
That's true. Yeah. Never. They say never.
Say never.
Never.
You're right.
Never say never. Yeah. Well, the only unfortunate thing about Labor Day is the end of summer, and summer falls off a cliff in Rochester.
Yes, it does.
Well, the only good thing is the Bills start playing soon, so
there you go. Going to be a great season.
Yeah. Well, and there's another project for you. My Lord, the stadium, right?
That Bill Stadium has been a great project for the trades. And I know that we've had numerous, and I don't have the numbers in front of me, Dom, as far as how many hours that project has created for families across New York State, and some people from out in New York State also. But that's been a great project. We definitely appreciated that here in upstate New York.
Well, the debate is, you should put a dome over it. I got to tell you something, not for nothing, but the weather is a competitive advantage. When you half your games are teams coming from out of state into this miserable environment, I'm not so sure putting a dome over it would be the right thing to do if you're talking about winning games. I don't know. maybe that was strategically what they were thinking of, but I don't know.
And I don't know either, Dom. I don't know who made that decision, to be honest with you. But I think you got a good point that the few things that I have heard is that, they felt that if you're going to come to Buffalo or upstate New York, you better be able to handle the cold weather because we can. I think that's part of the mindset.
Make them suffer. I'll tell you a stupid story. So I'm calling on dealers when I was at Chrysler, and so there's one dealership. This is a true story. So the dealer is trying to order these Omnis. Now the Omnis were the cheapest car that we made. Okay, it was during the fuel crisis or whatever, and I said, well, you can order them with the cloth seats, or you can order them with the with the vinyl seats. He says it's the same price. He says order them with the vinyl seats. He says I'm putting no air in it. He says somebody that cheap make them suffer.
Oh wow. Beautiful.
A sales manager actually says somebody that cheap make them suffer. Make them suffer. Oh my God. Oh, my days in the car business, which have come gleefully to an end, and I can do things like this. And with that, we have I think pretty much run out of time. What? Give me some last words.
Again, I got to speak out to the younger generation again, Dom, because the need is there. If you're looking for a career, not just a job, but a career, please think about the construction trades. It's very rewarding. It's financially stable. Again, I'm very fortunate, and I know numerous people that I work with feel the same way that I do, that I represent. So again, and I'm not ditzing college.
Right.
If you want to go to college, please go to college. Right. But if you don't, this is a great alternative.
Well, and the thing, I'm going to cap this off by saying something I say all the time on the show. It's a marketable skill.
Yes.
It's a marketable skill. Now, you can go to college, you can get an education in a number of different things, and God bless you, okay? But there's a lot of people that are getting degrees and not being able to work in the job or the field that they want, that they went to school for, and they have debt on top of it, So that's the thing. And the thing I've always said, I worked on a surveying crew when I was in college, and it was always something different. I mean, it was you're different, different this, different that. You're outdoors, especially with the thing outdoors. Yeah, it was really crummy, when it was 95 degrees outside and stuff like that. But you were always doing something different. It was nice. You went home at the end of the day and you had something that you accomplished, then you went to bed and you felt like you were worthwhile.
100%. Very, very rewarding careers in what we do every day.
Yep. So, Grant, I'll see you during the parade.
100%.
And I'll shout out at you if I don't see you.
And I'll come over and shake your hand and thank you for helping us out.
Well, yeah.
I definitely appreciate the opportunity today to let people know what we do and what we offer.
Yeah, and take me up on my offer. We'll do we'll do these little shorts. I like doing these little snippets, maybe 3 minutes, with somebody who's a young person who's successful. Maybe we can come over and take a look at his boat in his house.
There you go. Well,
go for a ride in his sports car.
100%.
So, yeah. All right. Well, thanks again, and I will see you at the parade.
Thank you, and I'll see everybody at the parade. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll make more.